Greetings! Today on my Focus RS, I am installing the intake manifold spacer from SiCo Developments. Alright, this is it then, the intake manifold spacer from SiCo Developments, looking lovely in this red anodized finish. Reasons why you might want to do this: increasing volume and smoothing out the air as it goes into the cylinder head for some increased throttle response, potential for more power, especially with a map. Also, we have these ports on top which would allow for additional fueling options to be added in the future. I have them blocked off with these grub screws for now, but the option would be there to easily add that if I wanted. And of course, it's going to be a nice aesthetic upgrade. Absolutely beautiful red finish, matching in with other bits that I've got, like these bits from Boomba, and of course my Monsoon red hoses. So yeah, it's just going to be a simple upgrade. Should be fairly easy to do, so let's get started. Alright, so the intake manifold, which you can kind of just see the bottom of there, is of course underneath the engine cover, so we need to take the engine cover off. So this is just sitting on little rubber grommets, so we just grab on this, give it a yank up, and it will come off those grommets, and that will be it off. Okay, this is our intake manifold, this is our cylinder head, and it's just right in between where our spacer is going to be going. So before we get in there and get this loosened, you can see that there's a couple of lines going across here, and especially this one right here, it's kind of right in our way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to disconnect this. So we just push down on the little tab and then it should wiggle off. There we go. So now that means we can get that right out of the way. And it won't be annoying us. Then this one as well, it's kind of just sitting on these little clip things, so it just pops right out like that. And then that means that we'll be able to sort of move this as we go. Also then, actually, if you follow this down, there is another one here. This is actually kind of in the way of getting at one of our bolts here. So just pop it off there and we should be able to just move that out of the way. So now we've got 5 bolts. So there's one down in there, one here, one in the middle, one there, and one there. And because of this spacing, we do need to use an extension. Okay, we're ready then to get these bolts out. So like I said before, 10mm extension. This is my 3/8 ratchet. And we're just going to take all 5 of these bolts out. Alright, that is our bolts out. Our intake manifold is nice and loose, but we're just leaving it on there for now. As you can see, these are the bolts that we removed, and these are the bolts that we are going to be using to put our new intake manifold in. These are extended bolts, of course. As you can see, they're just that little bit longer because, of course, we're spacing it out, so we need a longer bolt. These bolts from SiCo Developments do not use a 10mm socket. They use a 6mm hex bit. Luckily enough, I have a set of those for my 3/8 ratchet, so we are all good to go. So yeah, now we just need to get this in here. Okay, that is it located. Very nice. Now you can, I don't know if you can see in this camera angle, but we have similar little like dowely things on the intake manifold which will go into little holes on the spacer itself. So we just have to line it up like so. That is basically it lined up. So now we are ready to get our bolts in place. just getting them started by hand first. And of course, we put a washer in there for each one. Now this one is the most awkward one to get at because of this thing that's in the way, but yeah, just be careful with it. Maybe just go in hand first, get it in the slot, and just get a couple of turns on the threads, and then, because like this it's going to take ages to screw it, but it's on the threads now, so then I can bring my tool into play. Alright, so now we're ready to tighten these down properly. Okay, to tighten our bolts down, we need to use our trusty torque wrench. So we're going to torque each of these bolts to 22 foot-pounds, which is approximately 29.8 Newton meters. So we start in the middle and then work out. So we do the middle one, then the two either side of that, and then the two outer ones, and then that will be that done. So you may have seen there, that last one, which is pretty darn awkward, I had to go and get my short extension and then this angle extension just so that I could just get the slight angle that I needed without then smashing off here, just to get that torqued up. But hey, that's it done and it's looking great. Okay, now that we have our spacer installed, we can get everything back in place, these lines that we sort of moved out of the way earlier. So we just line these here up and pop them in, same with the one here. And then we grab our little electrical connection, and it was under this, I believe. So we slot that down in there, bring it around, push it in, and it should click. A wee bit of a click, but anyway, that is it in place. Now, we could just leave this like this and not put the engine cover back on if we want to be able to see our spacer at all times, and if you're going to go beyond and put in an auxiliary fuel rail, etc, etc. But if you want to put the engine cover on, these posts, there are two posts on the intake manifold itself, which are now of course moved this way towards the front of the car, so our engine cover grommets will no longer be in alignment for these two posts. Now, SiCo Developments thought of this and they provided two little things that we can put on here in order to essentially move the posts back this way, so that we can put our engine cover back on. So they're quite stiff. We kind of just wriggle them in on top of our old post. Oh, she's tight. That's probably about as far as that can go. And then we just have a wee screw here to tighten in. That's a 3mm hex. Alright, now that we have our new little posts in place, which are actually very nicely machined bits of aluminium, we can get our engine cover back on. Installation is complete. Well, there we go, that is the installation finished on the intake manifold spacer from SiCo Developments on the Focus RS. Installation was pretty simple. It was really just bolts out, spacer in, bolts in, job done. So yeah, I think it looks really great. Obviously we can't see it with the engine cover on, but at some point I am going to be doing more under here, and I will probably get rid of the engine cover entirely or replace it with something else. So yeah, that is the end of today's video. I hope you like the intake manifold spacer from SiCo Developments. I will throw a link down in the description box below where you can go and check it out for yourself. And yeah, I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe for more content to come very, very soon. Thank you once again. Goodbye.